Liverpool have finally signed a centre-back. Yes, in Giovanni Leoni. It's the first time that Liverpool have signed a central defender since Konate signed in 2021. That's 4 years. And listen, I'm not saying this kid is prime Van Dijk and he's going to walk into the Liverpool team, but if you read about how people are talking about him, this guy sounds like a super talent. In fact, when former AC Milan coach, legendary AC Milan coach Arrigo Sacchi spoke about Leoni, he said, "I'm convinced he'll be the linchpin of the Azzurri defence for a long time." Some say regarding his possible transfer to Liverpool that this young man has only played 17 Serie A appearances. Aren't those few? No, I reply. Not few, because on those occasions, Leoni has demonstrated the qualities needed to go far. If someone is good, if someone has their head in the right place, it's immediately obvious. A person can have 200 Serie A games under their belt and still not possess the qualities that Leoni has. Talent knows no age, and listen, if Arrigo Sacchi, a man who has managed famous, legendary defenders, greats of the game, like Maldini, Baresi, etc., if he's saying this about an 18-year-old, we've got a gem on our hands. It's that simple. And the thing is, like Arrigo mentioned, like he's barely played any games. Like he's barely played any football at the senior level. 17 Serie A games. That's just 1,200 Serie A minutes. And in the Serie B, he's played 700 minutes in his career. And in Serie C, where this guy, Leoni, was only playing just 1.5 years ago. This is why I'm not really scared for him. I'm not really scared for Leoni. He's 18 years old, cool. But he's already made huge jumps. This guy was playing in Serie C, he goes to Serie A, and he looks comfortable. He looks like one of the best young defenders in Europe. So to make that move now to Liverpool, another big step, he's already made bigger steps. Like, I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really phased for it. In fact, according to this Italian Twitter page, Aruzzi Extra, that covers Italian football, they've said that he is the best Italian young defender they've seen at his age since Bastoni. So cool, we've heard what people have said about him, but is the hype actually justified? Like, is he actually as good as people are making out? Can't really look at the numbers on this one because, as I said, he's only played 17 Serie A games. He's only played 17 top flight games. So the sample size isn't really there, you know what I mean? But if you look at the eye test, you can still come to a conclusion. First of all, Leoni is a player that likes to block the ball. He displays quick reflexes, awareness, anticipation, and bravery, because he's clearly not afraid to put his body on the line. That's something that we see from Van Dijk. That's an important trait because you need to be able to look at small cues of attackers when they're about to line up for a shot. You need to be there blocking the ball, making it easier for your keeper. And his frame helps him with that because if I didn't mention already in this video, this guy is 6'5". He's literally taller than Van Dijk. So what does that allow him to do? That allows him, with his long gangly legs, he can go and reach for a ball that maybe a shorter guy will not be able to reach. And he's also agile with it as well. Like he can move, he can turn, change directions quickly. He's also got that speed as well. I'm not saying he's the quickest player, he's not like Konate or stuff like that. But them long legs, you know what I'm saying, he can cover ground. He moves well for a player of his size, and he's 18 years old, I'm sure. Speed is not something, he's not going to turn into Usain Bolt overnight, but it is something that you can teach. Your explosiveness, your sharpness, that is something that you can work on in the gym. He's been blessed with a great physique, but one thing about him is he knows how to use it. Like, if you look at the game that he played against Napoli, this guy had Lukaku in his pocket. He was literally physically bullying Lukaku. I've never seen Lukaku be bullied like that in his whole career. Like Romelu, people usually laugh at him for having a poor first touch or whatever, sometimes missing easy chances. But one thing you can say about him, this guy is physically dominant. Like he bullies most defenders he comes up against. So for an 18-year-old to bully him, not just him as well, Vlahovic, two of the most physically dominant strikers in Serie A, 18 years old, that is so exciting. But the interesting thing is, given his age, like you would think someone of his age would always use the physical attributes that he's given. But he's actually got great positional sense. That's probably been honed by his coaches from a young age. We know Italian coaches, Italian managers, we know these guys, they know how to train defenders. Some of the best defenders in football history, the guys who are literally known for their positioning, they're known for their reading of the game. Those guys, most of them are Italian. Nesta, Baresi, Maldi, all these guys. So it's no surprise why Kivu, who was a top Serie A defender in his day, played this guy so much at 18 years old. Kivu was his manager last year at Parma, and he trusted Leoni to play in the heart of the defence. Like, this guy played a back three system. He was not playing left centre-back. He was not playing right centre-back. He was playing central centre-back, the commanding figure, the person who's controlling everything, reading the game, seeing the whole picture in front of him. You're trusting that over 18 when you've got more experienced defenders. We don't really see centre-backs at that age, 18 years old, coming into the game and being trusted. It's usually the wingers like we're seeing with Engamoa, maybe a number 10, a striker. Those are usually the positions that managers trust young players with. But goalkeeper and centre-back, you don't really see that much 18 and 17-year-olds playing at a top level. Let alone central centre-back. Like, you have to say, it's impressive. I have to say, though, last year, he wasn't playing on the best team. Parma are not the best side. They just about escaped relegation, 5 points off the drop. They had the 17th most possession in Serie A, so they weren't really a team that was dominating the ball. They were really getting dominated. That's probably why his numbers look so poor. But I will say, though, listen, the eye test, he's showing a bit of signs. There still needs to be more refinement in this game. The long passing, etc. He gives the ball away a bit too much for my liking. But you can definitely see attributes in there that are molded. Like, he has that composure at the back. You often see him striding out of defence, picking out players in central zones. Also, beating men on the touchline as well, not just kicking out of play. So he's got that composure. I'm sure if Arne Slot gets him in the training ground, he'll be able to work on it and improve that side of the game. The thing that does stand out, though, when you look at his numbers, is his duels won. This guy is a dominant defender. At his age, it's impressive, I have to say. 60.8%, that's his dual win percentage. Aerial dual win percentage as well. This guy's a monster in the air. 63%. That's higher than the likes of Kobasi. That's higher than Dean Huijsen, who just got a move to Real Madrid, was one of the best defenders in the Premier League last year, and is the same height as Leoni. So it's not just height, it's not just his tools, so he's going to win headers. This guy is very, very good in the air. Like, he has that reading of the game. Those numbers look even better when you compare him to someone like Jarrell Quanta. Jarrell Quanta dual win percentage is 44.7%. This guy's was 60. Aerial dual win percentage, 41%. Now, albeit he was playing in the Premier League, but still, listen. Quanta is 4 years older than Leoni. You would expect him to be more physically refined, more dominant, but listen, Leoni's beating him in that aspect. And then if I compare him to someone who will be competing with next season, and Ibrahima Konate, dual win percentage for Konate is 66.2%. That's what, only 6% higher than Leoni's. Aerial dual win percentage is only 7% higher than Leoni's as well, in 70.8. So if he's got similar numbers to Ibrahima Konate, we know how dominant that guy is. It's only good signs, bro. The kid is 18. And this box presence, box dominance will be vital next season. It will be tested because we know teams in the Serie A, they play more football than teams in the Premier League. Like, teams in the Premier League, especially low down, when you look at low down on the table, or even higher up the table, someone like Nottingham Forest, bro, it's a lot of long throws, it's a lot of long balls. So you need a defender who's comfortable at heading those away, competing in the air with these tall strikers. And it's not just aerially as well where he's impressive. This guy is both footed, so he's just as comfortable as he is on his right foot as he is on his left. And what does that allow you to do? Let's just say you're clearing a ball coming on your wrong foot. He's not going to scuff it because he's just as comfortable on his right as he is on his left. He's going to be able to connect with that ball cleanly on his weak side and clear the ball to safety. This two-footedness as well is also going to allow him to play both sides as well. He's going to be a rotational defender next season. We know he's not going to be a starter. So let's just say Van Dijk gets injured, or maybe it's a Carabao Cup game. He's going to be able to play on this left-hand side. Then you can get someone like a Gomez or Konate. We know those guys are more comfortable on the right. Those guys can play there because this guy, he's played central centre-back, he's played right-back in his career, so he's comfortable on the right-hand side, but he's also played left centre-back in a 3. So he's got that versatility in that sense. I've given a lot of positives, and listen, I am excited for the transfer, but he is still a raw player. He's only 18 years old. You look at his FB ref profile, it's not really the best of viewing, and cool, it's not the greatest sample size, but one thing I will say though is, listen, Liverpool, they definitely have access to stats and numbers that we don't. So maybe there's something that we're missing. Maybe there's something that's not publicly readily available that they have seen. Because this is not something that Liverpool typically do. Liverpool don't usually sign guys that have played that little minutes, especially when they're that expensive. Huijsen, who they were after, this guy played, what, half a season or a full season at Roma on loan. Then he went on to play a full season in the Premier League. So cool, it's understandable why they were interested in him. Someone like Cole, he played a full season in the Championship. You look at Leoni, who we wanted or were interested in last summer, he'd also played so many games in League A. Whereas Leoni, he's only played 1,200 minutes in Serie A, and we're still playing that big of a fee. 25 mil plus 10% sell-on fee, future sell-on fee for Parma. Boy, he must be special. What makes me even more excited is the fact that Inter, Juventus, AC Milan, all these Italian giants, all these Italian clubs were interested in him. We just blew them out of the water because, you know, Premier League and Serie A, it's not really, you can't really compare when it comes to money. And we're just better teams in general. Like, we have more of a chance of winning the Champions League. I know Inter got to a final, but come on, bro. If we play them next season, I'm expecting us to win. So Richard Hughes, listen, I got to praise him because this transfer window, he's been unbelievable. And the thing about Richard Hughes, this guy actually grew up in Italy as well. So he actually speaks fluent Italian. I'm sure that played a factor in Leoni signing for us because he can connect with his family members, you know what I'm saying, his agent, Leoni himself. I'm sure he would have had that welcoming feeling. He wouldn't be like a stranger speaking a foreign language that you don't really understand using Google Translate. Richard Hughes was able to connect with him and I'm sure that made a difference. Also Chiesa as well. This guy most of last season, all summer as well, he's been linked with a move away back to his homeland. But over the past couple weeks, we have been seeing some murmurings saying that Chiesa could actually potentially be staying at Liverpool. Could this Leoni signing be actually a factor into it? Because we know Leoni's Italian. I don't really know how good his English is. Most of the squad don't really speak Italian, but Chiesa does. He speaks perfect English. He speaks perfect Italian as well. We know Chiesa is one of the biggest names in Italian football. Like, he's still respected in Italy. So what better guy to take him under his wing? Listen, Richard Hughes, he might be playing 4D chess there. But yeah, Leoni this season, he's 18 years old. I'm not really going to be putting that much pressure on him. If he performs straight away, comes into the team and starts moving like a generational talent like Hughes did last season, listen, I'll be more than happy. But if he needs time to develop, maybe you see him playing under 21 minutes, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, etc., I'm fine with that as well. This is one for the future. Van Dijk is 34 years old. Konate, last year of his contract, we don't really know if he's going to sign or not. We need some future proofing in that defence. Joe Gomez, he's been here for 11 years, but that guy's injury prone. He's almost a non-factor at this point. And Amara Nala and those guys, they're too young, just academy players. So Leoni, he fits a space in the squad. Like, there was actually a space for him there. But yeah, guys, that's the end of this video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it by smashing that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Turn on post notifications so you can be notified when I upload. And without further ado, see you in the next one.